Realizing you're being groomed. Why would I go and tell on my captain? Especially if I haven't had between 16 and 19 any education on this, and more importantly, I'm a young professional that's only just started his career versus someone that's got over 200 appearances. I believe the second time, whilst I was approached and I was more, I'll say mature, it was really about choices. So the Chinese syndicate was where the majority of fixes happened. It was 2011, 2012 season. I was registered to Bromley. We was doing a jog around the pitch. One of my teammates the second time was like, Moses, I have a meeting. There's a Chinese syndicate that wants to speak to us about match fixing. So I asked him, how many players do you need? And he said 5. Then I went to the players and I was like, look, this is what the deal is. You go to the meeting, you fix a game, you get paid. So the Mayfair Hotel was significant.
Compared to these, or those two cases rather, how does this case compare?
I mean, this definitely seems like it was prosecuted at least partly for political reasons, because Mr. Bolton is an enemy of the president. But these allegations are more serious, to my opinion, as a former prosecutor, than what we see in both the James and Comey indictments. Those seem like prosecuting a person and trying to find some offense, no matter how small. These are things that definitely, in my time in national security, would have warranted investigation. There may be explanations, right, that we don't know, but based on the face of the indictment, these are very different charges.
All right, Mary McCord, thank you as always for your time and insights. We appreciate it.
To say thank you, first and foremost, for being part of this community. The team here at the Diver CO is now almost 30 people, and that's literally because you watch and you subscribe and you leave comments and you like the videos. That this show's been able to grow, and it's the greatest honor of my life to sit here with these incredible people and just selfishly ask them questions that I'm pondering over or worrying about in my life. But this is just the beginning for the Diver CO. We've got big plans to scale this show to every corner of the world and to diversify our guest selection, and that's enabled by you, by a simple thing that you guys do, which is to watch. So if there's one thing you could do to help this show and to help us continue to do what we do, it's just to hit the subscribe button. If you like this show, if you like what we do here, if you watch these episodes, please just hit that subscribe button. It means the world. Let's get on with it. What do I need to know about you and your earliest years to...
Brought down by a single rogue trader by the name of Nick Leeson. So, let's explore how a 28-year-old from Hertfordshire was able to single-handedly destroy an institution.
You are watching Cold Fusion TV.
Nick Leeson was born in Wardford, Hertfordshire, to a middle-class home. He was a confident but unimpressive student. Despite his average educational performance, he was eventually able to secure a job with Morgan Stanley. He worked in their futures and options department, giving support to the traders on the front line. In 1989, 2 years after starting with Morgan Stanley, Nick Leeson approached his supervisor and asked to be promoted. Leeson wanted to be a trader, and he felt that he deserved the promotion. Unfortunately, his manager didn't agree, and the request was turned down. But Leeson knew what he wanted, and
Like, how do you put yourself in the right mind space to explore some of these really difficult topics?
I think a lot of it's preparation, and then once it happens, it's mostly fueled by sort of adrenaline, I would say. I really deeply care about getting to like the root cause of some of these issues, because I think so often people in positions of power are let off the hook. So I really care about holding their feet to the fire, and it translates into like a lot of energy the day of. So I never find myself, like, funny enough, I usually drink a lot of caffeine leading up to the interview, and then I try to drink like minimum the day of, because I have so much adrenaline. I don't want to be like hyper stimulated.
I have to say, of all the recent guests I've had, the energy you had when you walked into the door was pretty
excited.
intense.
Are people not excited to be here?
I don't know. I
Hey,
think
you're
they're
a
scared.
big deal, Lex.
I think they're scared.
I don't know if you
I felt
know.
like
Is there something wrong?
I can't be the first one to make you feel weird about it.
No, I guess not.
Wearing sunglasses and a big bushy beard, Phoenix mumbled awkwardly through the discussion, causing the host to take verbal shots at him.
What can you tell us about your days with the Unabomber?
While this turned out to be a spoof for his mockumentary, I'm Still Here, the media genuinely believed Phoenix was having a breakdown, and producers stayed away from him.
But you're not going to act anymore?
No.
Huh. Why is that?
I don't know.
The actor admitted in a later interview that the quality of scripts sent to entice him had vastly dropped after the stunt. It took several critically acclaimed projects to put Phoenix's career back on track.
Thank you for letting me come on the show.
Yes, well, we've been dying to have you back a year and a half.
Number 19, Belle Gibson.
Are you prepared?
I'm so grateful you're here. It's gonna be fun. Yes. It's gonna be fun. Hi, crew. You made me cry. Good thing I have no makeup on. You look so pretty. I have not done a show with no makeup since my 1,000 QVC shows. Do you think I have? What are you talking about? You look exactly the same though. These are some of the hot questions that everyone wants to know. Talk about your name. Do you use Markle anymore? What's your morning routine look like? Would you ever write another book? People are often curious if I'm going to write a memoir. Would you ever run for office? Can you give us one hint on something exciting coming up for As Up? I've had your jam in my refrigerator all year. No one knows. No one's seen it. I have not posted it. In this incredible conversation, Megan shares stories and insights for the first time ever. It's not about
educating you at home on how to recognize it when you see it. If you find yourself dealing with similar symptomatology, I want you to know what it is and what to do about it. Jennifer's children say their mother's delusions have gotten so bad that she now believes she stopped President Trump's assassination, terrorist plots, and 4 wars. Take a look.
My mother thinks that she's in a relationship with Vladimir Putin to the extent that she has become homeless, living in and out of motels. My mother says Putin is going to make her the Queen of Russia to help run his country.
My mother is delusional. I honestly couldn't tell you the last normal conversation I had with my mom. It always comes down to Putin, religion, politics.
He had posted this picture, a good evening, and that was the night before I arrived in LA. And
30, 35, 40 minutes, nonstop talking.
These are the trees outside of La Park.
One, who is Colin Thompson? And 2, y'all are making 6 to 7 figures doing podcasts? I'm in the wrong line of work. I make like 4 figures here in the $10 million studio. Barely keep the lights on, okay? So I went to do some research, figure out, how these people are making all this money and also how they got robbed. And what I found out was that this company that stole the $4 million was a podcast network called Cast Media. Podcast network being a fancy name for saying they represent podcasts to find sponsors. All that stuff you violently skip with the fast forward 15-second button. Yeah, those guys. And Cast Media would basically work with them as a middleman. They would take some money, give the podcasters the read, and then give the money. Of course, taking a cut for themselves. Now, that is simplifying it a bit, and we'll go into the details more later. But what you need to know is that Cast Media hadn't been paying their talent on time. And what started as being late for maybe a month had turned into 7, 8, 9 months late on paying until one day Cast Media and their CEO
Each one of these statements is a profound misconception of what's really going on. We think that the only personal information they have about us is what we've given them. And we think we can exert some control over what we give them. And therefore, we think that our calculation, our trade-off here, is something that is somehow under our control, that we understand it. What's really happening is that we provide personal information, but the information that we provide is the least important part of the information that they collect about us.
Thanks to their navigation and search engine, Google knows where we are all the time and what we think. Facebook knows our hobbies, preferences, and friends because they retrieve a lot of information from the digital traces we leave behind.